Hello, Internet.
Hello, Internet.
Hello, Internet.
Oh, Jesus.
We're talking about waifus.
Yeah, we didn't actually say it, but we're talking about underbutt.
Yeah.
Pain was my goth waifu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Changbin.
Well, they took out Lilu, and you're like, but Belt Girl, and then they were like, no, we got another one with a pixie cut. And you're like, okay.
It's because Belt Girl was preggo, and once you're preggo, you can't be...
Yeah, it can be something.
Not the internet I've seen.
I mean, that's what the Japanese think, apparently.
Well,
Not the
But
art
the rest
that I've
of it-
seen.
yeah. Some.
Okay, fine. I got that. But
yeah, maybe there was a line for Squinix. I don't know.
You didn't
Squinix
go off
was not
road.
trying to make hentai, that's why.
You stuck to the main road.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
didn't-
Squinix wasn't trying. It just happened whether they liked it or not. So.
I actually really like LeBlanc, though. She's something. There's a whole scene where you basically have to massage her in order to get like some sort of item or whatever.
Yeah, oh, I think I remember this. Yeah.
And you gotta
You
do it
dress
like
up.
really well to get the best.
The girls
like,
dress up
item.
as one of her minions,
That's
and it's
right.
basically like you gotta listen to her
Fuck
to do
yeah.
that. But yeah, it's fucking
man.
like out there. It's ridiculous.
Somewhere in my 12-year-old mind, this was the best. 14?
Yeah,
15?
they knew.
Yeah.
They knew. They're like, here's
so
our
good.
audience.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I
man.
was early.
Have your mini game.
I was early 20s, and I
It's
was like, "Ha! So
yeah.
that's just
How
why
we
I'm
gonna-
queer." Okay.
Yeah, how are we gonna get the curious ladies, but also the boys?
Right,
Eh,
right.
We got it.
Made it
Here's the
happen.
recipe. Let's go.
There's actually a fair number of hot guys in that game too. So.
There were.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everyone loves an anime boy because they're
You
just so
got a
pretty.
Everyone.
jumpsuit.
And
Jumpsuit.
shares an essential meme in the general Discord.
Oh god.
Okay, I'm way off. Like, I'm very
Well,
distracted.
we got all caught up
What are
already.
you,
So we're
at
good.
this
Did we?
table?
I didn't even finish reading stuff. Well, a cat visited Veen. It's a fae. I think I talked
Dude.
to Angel.
Dude, Rabbit, I've totally fucking done this with other things where I'm like, it's Samba Bumba Aga. That's how you know it's the ultimate form of it.
Yep.
Excellent.
I straight up have done like something Aj and then something Aga because I'm like, no, you gotta have the full progression.
Love it.
God damn. I said god damn.
It depends on the game. There's also Furaja with the J.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, that's what I meant. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ja.
At least I forgot what are your gifts is sitting here on the table.
Well,
Upward
I don't know
in
that
December.
there's the
Merry
tedious
Christmas.
faces.
It's okay. Apparently, I
Did you
don't
see
treat
that?
your gifts the way you want me to anyway. So
Aw. Man, I saw it. I was looking earlier.
The faces.
Because I keep trying to recap and then we get distracted. I'm just gonna say, okay, we're sailing.
Yeah, we left
left.
port because we're
What
headed
about-
back to San
Back home.
Felipe.
So do we go back home or do shenanigans occur as we're
A
sailing?
kraken
I
appears.
fucking dare you. Do it, coward.
A kraken appears.
Last time I told a DM, do it, coward, was our party got TPK.
Well, I mean, I will remind you that when you went to the haunted forest, you did encounter some sirens.
That's
Evine remembers that very vividly because Evine was very taken.
Yeah.
You all saw the gross sirens, but that's not what Evine was seeing.
yeah, that
We
was.
saw
that was
the
something.
derpy ass seals.
There was,
flopping around.
Basically, you saw the gross the gross hags with
Yeah, I was like, oh
seal tails.
yeah. You should get down there with them. Yeah, go for it.
Evine saw just a lot of underboob.
Yeah, get
It was
with it.
all under boob.
Go for it. Live your best life, Evie.
I will turn that off. The creepy little
So-
line messenger.
So we're sailing on the Blatant Gull and La
Yep.
Blanche, I guess, is following
That's
us.
right. You are heading back home.
And we've each got a piece of the totem on each boat.
Yep.
Oh, I was gonna make my third boat that I had commissioned retroactively.
That's right.
All right, I'm gonna come up with that. I'm
I
gonna work
left Aurelia behind.
Are you all riding on the goal?
I am,
on it.
yeah.
I think so.
I assume so.
Just for simplicity's sake. The
You
bow-
don't remember seeing it boarding, and you don't remember getting it aboard, but there's a cat on board.
A black cat?
Fucking Evine.
There's a cat just lazily, living their best cat life.
I would chuck
I'm on
that
this
thing
trip.
overboard if I didn't know it would just reappear without issue.
I extend my hand to the cat.
I was gonna say every time Zhenya crosses it, she like greets it with like
Actually, no. I think the
she
cat might
with,
creep me
with,
out.
with
Actually,
deft reverence, and then continues about her business.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I look at the cat, then I do a read, and I'm like, ah. Okay, I'm gonna leave now.
You fucking black out. Yeah.
Zhenya, if you do that when you see the cat, on the morning of the first night you spend on the boat, there is a finger bone, a curled finger bone laid reverently in front of your door.
Yes. Yes.
I don't say it, but I think very loudly, I'm not taking orders on the ship from this fucking cat.
No, the cat is going around taking in the sea air. Periodically it goes below ship, presumably to go
I know
hunt.
to stay away from the green one, but maybe one from the other side.
Yeah. Oh,
It
yeah.
isn't tainted.
Presumably to hunt vermin, but at least a few times it walks about with like a fish head in its mouth. But yeah, it's just
Passion fruit.
it's an extra
Nice.
traveler.
But it's a black cat or it's just some cat?
It's a black cat with like a white splash on its
A little cravat.
yeah.
Alright.
And yeah, just lays about on the trip. But yeah, you make good headway after what feels like forever spent in Liso.
I mean,
It does feel like
a
forever.
year of real.
I mean,
Real time.
yeah, it's been over a year in real time.
What has changed in our home?
Well,
Speaking of what has changed in our home, I still have to build my house.
that's right. That's the thing that needs to happen. So.
Yeah. We're still staying with the in the common house.
From the common house. You didn't just buy a plot for your house, like you
No, I
bought
bought
a
a
whole
whole
We have a
fucking
neighborhood. Yeah,
neighborhood.
you bought the court.
Yeah,
Yeah, basically.
I bought the whole neighborhood.
You bought the court with a little church.
It's the Zhenya cul-de-sac.
I've already fixed up the church.
Yep.
I used my magic for that,
That's right.
but she refuses to use her magic to build a house.
Yeah, gotta do it the old-fashioned way.
And this is no.
That's how it gets the mojo.
She doesn't care too much about the church, but she knows it's important to other people. So we'll fix that with magic. It's fine.
The trip is mostly uneventful.
Shock.
The weather.
How much time passes so I know how many splashes I can go down?
Well,
Yeah.
I will tell you, this will count as you wrapping up
Oh.
this arc, and therefore the
starting
trip is wonderfully beneficial to your health,
Yeah.
and you will walk away from it hale and hearty and free of wounds.
That
Well,
means
I'm
I
not
can
gonna
erase
go.
all my wounds too.
Well, except the ones that you want to keep.
I'm not getting rid of all my lashes because they do help to have some. Okay, well, I want to stay at 3, but I heal all that up. Yay! Oh,
Yep.
I'm better.
You're back to full health. Something about the sea air, about the desire to be back
I'm in a
to
very
your
good
home
mood. I mean,
just helps the recovery
I
tremendously.
just want off this fucking boat.
I
and
keep
onto some
looking
solid
off into the
ground.
distance, thinking about my new ship.
Oh yeah.
And it's gonna have a hole.
I'm trying to decide on how ridiculous this fucking thing is going to be, and I think, you know what? Fuck it. It's going to be the most
Very.
ridiculous.
Very ridiculous.
It's gonna be the lionfish
So-
of all
Yeah, it's gonna be.
That's all this painting flames on the side of the stage.
There's a wizard riding a unicorn.
It's a wizard riding a griffin.
Wait, is it the van again, but
Yeah.
like a boat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
like,
so
what are the pipes that go on it? Don't worry about
so
that.
so there's
So everyone can go.
there's so the Vestin ship is typically a like float with a British accent, a flout,
flout.
which is a largish masted pear-shaped fucker.
Yep.
But then there's also the frigate, which is like well armed, but it's usually more compact and doesn't have much room for cargo. So I was like, maybe a flauget.
Flauget.
But then I was
Flauget.
like, maybe I'll just have him make a flute of war instead of a man of war, and it's just like a jumbo-sized. Yes. What do you need? What do you want? Oh, you want to read about the flout?
No, I want to see this.
Oh, you want to see the back? Yeah. Okay. And I was like, maybe I'll just make a giant ass flout, like the biggest fucking flout.
The biggest
Because
Fucking
flout.
war flout.
Because I'm like, it's Vestin design and intended for use by a Vestin, but it's Castilian made, so it's gonna have these elements, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's just.
It's a
make
missed opportunity if you don't call it Flout of the Valkyries.
Ooh.
But that's not a bird.
No, it is though, kinda.
Yes.
I was originally like
They're winged.
I was like something albatross. Let's go, something big and derpy, but dang, the Valkyrie. Yeah, damn.
Got wings on it.
I guess that's got to be what it's gonna be. Oh yeah,
Can I
because
make
it's
things while we sail back?
because the fucking
that?
bowsprit, the figurehead
Can I
is
make
gonna be
things?
like 3 of them
You
in
can.
formation. Oh my
Yep.
god.
Yep.
I want to make uniforms for my people.
Well,
Okay. Roll your roll.
Design it.
the Mendez Navy needs a flagship. So
We
Just saying.
Sally and I have been rewatching Vikings because we never watched it last season, so now we're near the end. But there's Floki, the boat maker, in that, and he. Some of these boats, I'm like, oh my god! Like he makes one at some point to basically sail alone, so it's a smaller long ship, and he puts a fucking like snake piece as the headpiece. It has like one head and like 2 that like encircles like that, and I was like, it's all fucking wood carved, and I'm like, oh.
But yeah,
Alright.
they're typically known to use block and tackle extensively to facilitate ship operations, so that you need less crew.
Yep.
11.
Okay. You have the materials, you have the time, and you're in good spirits. So, yeah. How many of those are you looking to make?
How many people do I have back home? I had. Okay, there's the 4. Were there 4 or 3 witches back
There's
home?
3 witches.
And then there's Lavinia. I'm probably gonna have to still measure them, but I'll prepare it with that in mind. Got my 2 buff dudes. Guess that's it. So 6,
You got your shop keep too.
7. I'll just make 10.
Okay.
Why not? I've got time.
Okay. You work on that. Everybody roll me wits plus notice.
Okay,
As on the morning of your 3rd day of sailing, you see the outline of the city on the horizon.
Oh no! This is the part I don't like. Yvonne, just perceive everything, please.
11.
11.
I got 6.
Hell yeah. Alright, 3, 2, 5, rerolls, 15. Okay, cool. Math.
half the game. Did I say I got 6?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, this isn't my forte. I've got 4.
Okay.
Boo.
I'm not the noticey type.
5.
It's all good.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
We got 11 already.
Yeah.
it's more catching sight of home after being away for such a long time.
Gotta visit the island.
The bustle comes to your ear, covered by the sound of the seagulls. Genya, the city seemed more vibrant to you than it was when you left.
Nice.
You don't know if it's because you spent so long in Liso, in a home away from home, and if it's because it almost is your heart telling you that this is home now, but the sight of it makes you feel like it's more alive than when you left. You're not sure if it's because you forgot and you've been away long enough that, it's the connection got lost a little bit, but it feels so much more alive with the spirits than when you stepped away with it.
I mean, we definitely left some shit behind.
Yes. You hear all the little sounds, the bustle of people, the birds soaring above.
If she were a better swimmer, she'd just jump and swim for it. She definitely can swim, growing up where she was born, but she's not. No.
Not a fan.
No, that's where the my brain is saying Bangladesh. And I'm like, no, Lisa, the one who's not Matushka. Chernobog.
Yep.
Chernobog does the weather and the water.
Is he?
I'm not welcome.
Ricardo sort of sidles up next to Genya and watches the town. Also quietly, although he takes off his hat at some point as he looks at the coastline, and there's an almost like childlike chuckle, giggle, if you want to call it, as he looks at the familiar coastline, and sort of sees it again for the first time. He's looking at like the bustle of people in the port and kids playing and running at each other further in the yard, and I don't know, it evokes something in him as well.
Genya leans up against him and goes, "We're home."
He sort of takes it in for a moment and says, "Yeah, that we are.
Remember the last time we were on the ship before we got home? And they cornered you into being my husband?
That's right, and like a good Castilian, I made you wait."
That's fair.
It's because you have to understand the pining.
Wow.
As
If I
we
had
all
asked
do.
to do a certain boy, he would have married me right away. You're right, you make me wait. Okay.
Makes sense.
It would have been like 2 days later, yes, let's go.
You get an arm wrapped around your shoulder as he continues to look at the coastline.
Ah, we have found senses of humor.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Yep.
This relationship is maturing nicely. Been watching it grow all this time.
See, it's almost like an arranged marriage that went well, but it was her
Yes.
choice, but...
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
It's-
arranged by
it's-
you two.
It's brothers in arms
Yep.
that,
That's how it goes.
ended up in a better deal. Marlena, you feel trepidation as you look also at the familiar coastline, and see all the hustle and bustle, the different banners in the port. But more importantly, your eye is cast slightly to the east, to where your little shop is set. Even though you can't see it from the approach, nestled as it is in the little streets and alleyways that lead to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know it to be there. You feel a strong connection to the weave here, and strengthened around your shop. You're not exactly sure that's what you feel, but you know that congregations of witches have a tendency to gather the threads of fate around them, and you have quite an assembly at this point. There are 4 fate witches operating in and around your shop, not
Probably
counting
aren't
yourself.
many places outside Philadelphia that have even 2 in
No.
the same place.
The joy you feel at seeing this scene is tempered a little bit because you know that if you can feel that, other
Others
witches
can.
can too. And therefore, you may have to, in the near future, prepare for that eventuality so your little haven does not become a target.
I mean, it probably will, but you're gonna have to try real hard.
Evine, as you're looking at the coast, a cat sort of comes and nestles near the railing, sort of turning a few times on itself before lying down kind of lazily and yawning very audibly. As you look at the coast, similarly to Genia, you feel a certain vibrancy in San Felipe. Like the land has become more alive. The water seems bluer than you remember. The trees and the grass are greener, even though the city is still grimy. Even the voice of the people have more of a sing-songy quality than it had before you left. If you didn't know any better, you would almost feel like the tendrils of the she back home have reached all the way here, and the power of the Graal have made the land all that much greener and vibrant. Similarly to Genia, even though you've traveled far and wide on many missions over the years, the sight makes you feel like home. And for a moment, as you look at it, you almost feel the beating heart of the city underneath all of it, as if it's a massive living organism, just composed of all of its good and bad and clean and dirty.
Ooh, she has shivers.
And yeah, the feeling like you're returning home sort of hits you full force as you see the coastline approach.
I feel a song coming on.
The cat's ear twitches. It shifts,
And
but
she sings some sort of homey, home nostalgia song.
you see an eye open from the black cat as you sing the familiar song. And it seems to visibly get even more comfortable, sort of nestled and curled on itself. And the eye shuts down. Both of its eyes shut down as it seems to catch a lazy nap by the railing, listening to the tune. It seems to harden the sailors as well, right? Like, as they seem pretty impatient to moor and come back home as well. It seems to instill everybody with a feeling of haste to be back to this place. So you feel the pace of the ship sort of accelerate as the excited yelling of the crew sort of helps bring the ship to moor. And before long, you are pulling into port.
Woo!
Shane is essentially pushing everyone out of the way. Let me on the land.
I'm gonna bowl out of this.
Get me off this goddamn boat.
Half of the ship. Veronica also files.
She's pulling her boots off like.
Veronica also sidles in to step down from the ship. You see some sailors and familiar faces among some of the dock crew as they help moor the ship and pull it into port. Instructions are exchanged about what to do with certain pieces of the cargo and where it should go. Especially the 2 pieces of the large totem.
Surprised. I mean, I would almost assume that Ruffles would want it, actually, one of the pieces left in Isla de San Jose, but we don't know that yet because Ruffles is indisposed.
Indisposed, currently. So yeah, the details will be discussed here in a second, but you touch ground. You're immediately welcomed by the familiar smells of the port with all of its taverns and the smell of both fresh and stale ale. The fish market, which is pretty close by. The smell of incense and a host of foreign goods that are held in the open market close to port. You smell the smell of whale oil and wood oil as the familiar uniforms of the guild come into sight. It is busy and bustling as you remember it. We're pulling into port, Tony, and
Still?
right before you pulled in,
Okay.
Rethold, something about the land feels different in a good way. You almost feel old legends having come to life for good or ill, because amongst your people, who knows what it could mean.
It was sad.
But you're welcomed by the familiar scent of whale oil, and as the guild is busy in port preparing for many different things. Some ships are leaving, carrying a wealth of goods out. Some ships are arriving, and everything is getting unloaded. To the east, you catch the very familiar smell of steam rooms working in full force, and you can smell the steamed wood as ships are getting shaped. And your eyes turn to east towards Madame Salvadora's side of the port, where you can see steam and bustle arising from all of the shipbuilding dry docks laid on that side of town, and you notice with satisfaction that the operation seems to be going at full capacity. Many new ships getting made.
Good. Those things need to be out of this port and sequestered into various hidey holes along the coast.
That's
so
right.
It would be effective if we get blockaded. So hopefully this is the end of that.
Oh yeah. You
of that
notice
assembly line.
as your eyes sort of cast a little bit further to the east, a assembly of ships out on the water, many of which look new, bearing multiple flags, many of which you recognize as Madame Salvadora's company. You also recognize some of them as a... I'm not even going to have you roll for this because you would recognize them on sight. There's a small group of ships moored right next to Salvadora's that belong to Alessandro Lucani's shipping company. Which you would know from context as Madame Salvadora's one contact within the Vodace merchant princes. It seems that Lucani has made good on his word to secure their joint business ventures together by providing multiple ships for a small armada. And you see some of the smaller companies also represented in there. Some of the flags you don't quite recognize, but you can tell are merchant navy or other business ventures. Some of them even you recognize as Veston, probably keen to sort of tie their fates to this amazing new venture coming out and trying to carve a piece of, hey, I was there.
To the moon, baby.
Yep, I was there when it happened.
By stalking Mendez y Mendez, we're on gangbusters.
Man.
I'm never gonna die.
So yeah, as you touch ground, you are met with representatives of both Madame Salvadora's company and the guild, who have heard from prior warning about your precarious cargo, and are asking for instructions as to where these pieces need to go. And
I would imagine they already have. They're ready to be transferred from whatever ship they're going to go on to, because I think the idea, or did you want to keep them, or we wanted to get rid of them, right?
I want them destroyed.
Okay.
I don't think they should exist.
Oh. Do we know how to destroy them?
May I have a
Because
7-Up,
I think
please?
that was a component. Was
No,
that,
that's why
that
we
could
brought
not.
them. But I don't want to keep them.
Okay. Because in lieu of being unable to destroy them,
Yes.
I was like, we can sell them in 2 separate parts to people we trust to not let them go. Salvador would broker that deal.
I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that.
Or if you want, we can keep like the base around and then sell the other part off to parts unknown.
the base becomes the heartstone of my house. No, just.
but as the
Way to do
cornerstone,
it.
You know, what would we? What would you have come up with? Or
Like, I thought we were bringing
sorry.
it because we weren't going to leave it there.
right?
And we were going to talk to Madame Salvadora.
Okay.
And my Genia's thing would be to see if she knew how to destroy
get
it or
it. Okay.
dismantle it.
All right.
Where
Then-
you're like, well, let's just sell it to other people. And I'm like, but then it's still out there.
No.
Salvadora
Fair.
has
Yeah.
secure storage.
Yeah,
if
so-
that is what you seek.
Then let's. I mean, within a day of landfall,
I mean, if they can't figure out how to destroy it, then we figure out something else to do with it.
Sure.
It's just it.
we'll have it. We'll keep
dog.
We'll keep one of the pieces in. Wait, one of the pieces in our hull and the other pieces in the bell, right?
Yeah.
I think would make sense.
Yep.
All right. So we'll basically just we will dock next to the bell, and for the following day we'll see if Salvador has any ideas on it. If we need an expert to come look at them.
Yeah.
Barring that, If we can't find a way to destroy it, we will keep one half and then sell the other half as a Cyrenithian?
Cernith, yep.
Cernith
is
artifact. To the highest bidder and make a buck off of it, and that way we know the other half will be far away.
Yeah.
And we'll keep whatever half you want to keep safe.
Yeah.
And that way it happens within 2 days of us being there, and it's not stuck with us should we get blockaded, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because I like that as a way. Yeah. But if we can figure out how to break it, then fuck it, let's go. Yeah.
That's the first thing on her mind.
So I'm sure she'll want to chat with us as soon as we land anyway, and even if she's not there waiting for us on the dock, because she's a very important lady. We'll definitely be able to get that meeting on within that day.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I think I just disembark and I'm kind of gone, so you know where I'm at.
Yeah, she's
I've got
gonna be at her shop. Yeah, no, she's got a business to run.
Yeah.
And a conjugal visit to
I
make.
understand. Hey,
I mean,
everyone out of the back of that shop. If you hear anything, we're redoing stock.
We're tearing down the walls.
That's right.
Everybody out.
If the restocking is too disruptive, take a lunch. Take a long lunch.
Go away.
Everybody take a half day.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing the first day. I don't know what else you up to.
Amen. You deserve it.
I've got a tree.
You've earned it. So is he. Good for both of you.
Wow.
Yeah, Marilena picks the pace as she's coming down the walk plank and doesn't slow down. Just continues to walk.
Remember to hydrate.
While Jenya's digging her bare feet into the dirt. Oh yes.
Yep.
Just pulling a dwarf. Just.
And I actually laugh at that. I'm giddy as I'm almost skipping my way up.
Nice. That's nice.
Yep.
We all have priorities.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm also vibrating because I'm looking around because I know where it is, but I'm where's my ship? Where's my new boat? But I'm
Where's my
no,
ship?
I can wait. It's fine. There's deals to be made. Look at this fucking Rebel Alliance bullshit fleet we've got kicking up,
Right.
and then the Avalon Navy's coming.
Yes. Yes.
So ridiculous.
Speaking of which, the moment you put your foot on the ground, it looks like you're not dealing with business. Evine,
Oh,
Good.
an envelope is handed to you,
they saw you.
bearing the seal of the Knights of Elaine.
No body, just a hand in the crowd.
Just a floating
Yeah,
white glove.
It's
Yeah.
basically a
Put it
young
past
girl wearing the uniform of the guild, but she can't be older than 14 or 15 years old.
Well, marrying age.
Or Squire age.
She hands you that letter and says, "You're Dame Evine, correct? I'm under strict instruction to hand this letter to you and you alone."
I eyeball this child so hard because no one can see Evie.
Yeah, she's
The cat can.
she's got two
Well, I know not to
tight
trust the
braid
cow, and
of
now
the
I know not to trust this child.
fieriest red. She speaks with a Western accent, but
Oh,
she looks like she might be a Highlander.
it's that same fucking
Okay.
kid.
Oh.
Oh,
The voice that she speaks with is not what you expect. Like, you expect a lot of that good Highlander.
I was about to say, is she at
brogue.
all unintelligible? Because
No.
that'll tell us right away.
No, she actually speaks with a Western accent similar to yours.
Yeah, I really don't fucking trust this Fey child. No. Yeah, she's sprung from the drawl herself.
I mean, I can read her real quick. Oh, I'm gone. Never mind.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
No, you
read-
fucked up.
You read
You're not
something else.
reading nobody.
Uh huh.
Do you, if you take the envelope, do you read it here, Evine? Do you wait?
I think I'll wait.
All right. So much to the
Tuck it
chagrin
away and go somewhere private.
of those that witnessed this and wanted to get something juicy. Evie pockets the letter.
I'm just glaring at this kid like, I don't trust this kid. This fucking kid. She saw Evine. I don't even see Evine.
The kid's just talking to the air. It's weird.
Yeah, basically. Just thrust a letter into the air.
It's like, who told this kid to talk to the shadows? Who fucking...
That same girl also pivots and hands another letter, this one bearing the seal of the guild, to Rethel.
Oh, well, now he's.
I shriek like a child and flinch away. And I'm like, where's the cat? Where? I'm looking.
In the distance, between two barrels, a meow.
I look, and I slowly move my eyes back from where the meow came from,
Don't worry, I'm still here.
and I'm like flexing like my shoulder muscles, ready to use my virtue in case I have to deactivate some sort of spellcraft.
That cat is just laughing at you, probably.
Yeah, well, fucking whatever. You know, you can laugh at anyone you want when you're a demigod. So like, fair enough. Yeah. Whatever, witch woman. Okay. I don't. Must be nice. Okay. You gave up some things I didn't want to, so can't lie.
On this letter in your hands is the clear seal of the guild and the seal of your aunt.
There it is. That's what I was afraid of.
Auntie's here.
I'm like, oh, I love my aunt, but goddamn,
You called her.
I was just letting her know. Because if I didn't, because you know what's worse than letting them know? Not letting them know.
Yeah.
Okay, see, you know.
Yep. When did you call us?
Yeah, I'm like, but like as I'm about to close my eyes, prepping, I pop them back open and just stare at the small child like, won't you come any closer? I don't trust you. And I flip open the letter. What's it say? Because unlike some people, most of my stuff is very time sensitive.
Yes.
Wow.
It
Maybe the creepy child sounds like you to put you at ease.
Oh yeah, sure. That's exactly how this
Seems
works
not
now.
to have worked.
Yeah.
That's the case.
Failed.
just mention it. That makes it worse.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah, the letter is written with the same business efficiency that you know your aunt to write.
Okay.
And it says, nephew, I hope you enjoyed the gift. If you're reading this, it's because you have arrived back in San Felipe at your earliest convenience. Meet with me at the guild headquarters.
No, this is in character. Oh no. Oh
I have
no.
set a temporary
Oh
office.
no.
We need to talk about the business plans for the city.
Gods, no.
This letter will self-destruct.
Yep.
Oh, I would like, yeah, it's like fucking flash paper. As soon as it's exposed to oxygen, just no, it's fine.
You wait for the fire and brimstone.
Yeah.
It does not come.
I look up the most haunted you've ever seen, Rethel. I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta go. If anyone wants to come with me, you're welcome to come, but I gotta go. It's like Ned Ryerson. I gotta go.
It's like that cannot wait.
Yeah, my notes say he looks haunted AF.
Yeah.
Does Rethel need to use the privy?
Not anymore.
Yep.
It's so scared it went right back up in there.
Well, it's okay. That's why I wear a skirt and we're here on the dock, so it just falls through the cracks on the dock. That's fine.
Just let it fall where it may.
Just like a bird.
Someone will clean it.
Yeah.
Charming.
So I'm like, okay, well, you gotta go hug a tree, and Marlena's already gone, and Jimena is probably sort of like...
Oh, Jimena has already...
Yeah, she's like,
beeline towards one of the
Augustina's
taverns.
got food.
Yep.
Yeah, she went straight for
You,
it.
you see Jimena, like, walk, and she's thumbing a pin that you recall has been given to her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And she's making a beeline to what might look like the ristorante.
Oh, I bet. She gonna get a snack. Marlena's not the only one. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
yeah.
but isn't Isaac with us? Like, how's that?
Oh,
like,
Isaac
what?
is there.
Maybe
Isaac
she's
follows.
taking him along. Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe
Yeah.
she's hoping to form a sandwich.
You
Oh,
even
you know that's happening at least.
Maybe
She's written
looking
that
for a
novel a
sandwich.
couple times, I'm sure. She's, we know that she's very, it'll
You
never
hear-
happen, but...
as they are walking together, Isaac is feebly trying to say, like, I should try to look to see where my friend is staying in the city.
My
And,
friend.
and Jimena is like,
his future wife, should he so choose.
she's like, no, not like this. Like, you can't just...
No.
You gotta
we have
prepare.
to- yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
You're gonna tell
she's
me-
gonna dress him. Oh no.
You're gonna tell me what you're gonna say. Like,
Oh,
how
boy.
are you gonna approach it? Like, there's a whole
Yep.
conversation that he's like,
This
you need
tracks.
some food in you first. Like, let's
This
go
tracks.
talk over food.
I like the idea that this helps revitalize her after the thug.
Oh yeah.
Because this does feed her, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
She's in the middle of this novella and
Oh, my
she's
God,
loving it.
Elbows deep. So yeah, go hug your tree. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go talk to my.
I gotta go look for mail. I'm supposed to have gotten packages, like all sorts of shit. You're not the only one.
Oh yeah. All right, Evine, what are you doing? Where you
Dean will
Huh?
step into a shadow to privately.
I was going to say, not all of us have an office right under every crack and nook.
Yep. Evine grabs the rim of her hat and smooth criminals into a shadow.
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun,
Yep.
dun.
She goes and reads this letter, but in that space between time.
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Fucking cheater.
So many feelings.
The letter, if you read it, Evine, is very concise, but seems to have been written by your fellow knight and the previous acquaintance, Sir Alexander Cromwell,
Oh.
who has previously been recovering in the Carrion Crow camp.
All right.
Sir Cromwell says that he has news from Queen Elaine that he should share. That while rumblings have made the decision not as smooth as it could have been, the Queen's Armada is currently en route to support the Grande of Odisseo in its valiant fight for freedom.
Oh, I didn't realize it was like that. Okay. Wow.
Well,
I mean, kind of, but
There's a
Why not?
strong hint from how it's written. Even if it's not specified, you get the strong feeling of, yeah, fuck the church,
I mean, well, yeah.
from that statement.
Yeah. Okay.
Sir Cromwell says, I am currently staying in town and would love to meet you over brandy at your convenience. There is no address or way to contact Sir Cromwell, but there's the strong implication that if you so desire, you will find him.
The usual.
Yep. But things are marching and progressing. All of you, like, walking towards somewhere, are hearing various criers into the city that are announcing news of an upcoming happy event, as news of the upcoming wedding of Ushia Seraphine Grande of Odisseo
Right.
to a Mabe warrior queen have now been fully made public.
Hell yeah, let's go.
What's her name? I mean, obviously she's got a name.
The criers are not sharing that information.
Wait, that's
Well-
not an announcement.
Well,
What?
if the storyteller needs to come up with a name, that's cool.
Oh.
But I think we might be able to intuit it, or some of us might. I mean, I'm not a huge Mabea-phile.
Yeah, it's
So-
it's a little bit further south than you have been dealing with. Although you recently shipped an elephant over
Yeah,
there.
we did.
So.
I mean, that's how the marriage happened. That's how they started dating.
I mean, my mind is just thinking, gonna make some ka-ching, making some dresses for that wedding. Ka-ching, ka-ching. Also,
So much gold.
no.
That's how you
But if
start
you-
your first conversation with your husband. Is you
Mhm.
come in,
Yeah.
you lock the door, you're like, "Yo, there's gonna be a wedding."
Also, let's do it. And
Also,
then
take off your pants.
If,
we can do business and business. Let's
That's
go.
right.
I don't know if Marilena would stop for the extra information, but if you press anybody,
I probably don't stop, but I start walking a little
You
slower
just
for a
listen.
second.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think all she needs to hear is official royal wedding, and you're like, "Oh fuck yes."
yep,
That just like adds to the whole experience.
Oh
for me
yeah,
right
I'm
now.
like, yeah, that's hot.
yeah. You if you press anybody to get a name, you find that unfortunately, like, a lot of the criers are deathly afraid of mangling the name of
princess.
their potential
Co-duchess,
co-grande.
co-grandes.
But you get the spelling of Warrior Queen Olan Rewaju.
I see.
OLANREWAJU.
RWEA
OLAN
OL. Oh, sorry. OLAN
REWAJU.
RE. Mhm.
Is it on
Olana.
Wiki?
Rewaju.
Yep.
Olan Rewaju.
Yep.
Okay.
And yes, many of them either sort of find roundabouts or are saying the name much quieter than the rest of the announcement. It will take a bit.
I would probably say shame if I wasn't busy with other things.
Well, of course. Marlena, you make it to your little shop, which already has a few customers in it. Inside, you see your three seamstresses sort of discussing patterns and cuts, accompanied by a very quiet but very observing Lavinia. And at the front, your husband, finishing an order with a client after collecting some funds, is signing some payment completed forms that he then hands over to the client. he is very professional in his demeanor, but then he turns his head and sees you in the doorway, and it throws him off his game.
My apologies, but no.
As the client asks him twice, "Is that good? Am I good with this now? Like our business is concluded?" And nothing comes from your husband, and then he recomposes himself and finally says, yes, absolutely, our business is concluded. Thank you for coming to Il Duce with your business. We
Now
truly
please leave."
appreciate the patronage. And
Please
The
get
door's
the
there.
fuck
Hey.
out.
yep, he waits just like a polite few seconds for the client to make their way out. And it feels longer because trying to roll this piece of parchment and stuff it into like a spot in their belts, and like they're carrying too much shit, like it's an ordeal, right? But
I'm just
before
looking
long,
at him, kind of like laughing a little bit.
they're out the
Just
door.
quietly.
And he immediately rounds the corner and rushes through the door and picks you immediately off your feet.
Aww.
You feel Lavinia's eyes on this whole happening.
There's something happening here.
Mm-hmm.
And through the whirlwind, you catch the faintest look of a tiny smile as she looks at the two of you in front of the shop. Leandro just like keeps you lifted a little bit, and then like puts you on your feet, and he sort of looks at you as if he's sort of taken in your countenance, as if trying to commit it to memory, and finally says, "I knew it was any day now, but I'm so glad you are here."
I'm also glad to be home.
She said home.
It was a long mission.
So your letters say, but it seems like you've done a lot of good work.
Yes, and it does seem you've taken care of things nicely here. Not that you needed my help.
Well, it's working quite nice, and your seamstress are doing well. But the business update can wait. I have wine in the back, and we have much to discuss.
Wonderful. I look at the window and be back at next day.
Closed early. Get the fuck out.
And I tell the others, yes, you have the afternoon off. Goodbye.
Yeah. Lavinia sort of like looks at this happen. It's like, that is not necessary. We can continue to work. And
No.
Bernadetta just grabs her by the dress, has her two sisters like sort of come out, and she's like, "No, child, let's go take a walk."
Good try. Good try.
And as she drags she drags Lavinia outside, and Nicoletta makes it a point to sort of bow her head to you and says, "Good to see you back in the city, mistress." And,
It's good to be here. Thank you for your hard work.
and she bows very politely as
And for understanding to take that clueless
Right.
girl out of my fucking shop.
yep.
I mean, that was
she-
all implied.
her sisters and Lavinia come right out. Bernadetta, the eldest, the moment they are outside the shop, is like, "All right, we are done with work. Drinks are on me. We are going to the tavern."
Lavinia's like, but why?
Lavinia seems like a little like, I guess.
If that's what's next.
Yes. Nicoletta is like, "I'm not sure that's wise, but I will follow, if only to temper you." And you can hear them sort of
Which you don't
exchange
know
words.
me. Sorry.
Right. And yeah, their playful banter goes down as they walk down the street. The shop is yours and your husband at this point. He opens a bottle of Vodace wine and gets comfortable in the back shop.
Yeah, it probably looks a bit more comfortable than it did, I'm guessing.
Yes, 100%. The shop actually looks like a shop. There's an actual back now with walls and a door, and it's not just like pieces of fabric separating the front and the back of the shop.
Nice.
So yeah, you and Leandro will have time to catch up.
However you deem necessary.
Correct.
The scene fades out.
Yep. Yep. The edges of the screen are getting all fuzzy.
Star wipe.
Yep.
Damn it.
Yep.
And then it's Rethold, I guess.
It's Star Wipe to Rethold making his way to the guild.
Just like holding the letter and walking through the streets of San Felipe. Like, oh no, she's here. Oh,
Right.
She's a middle child. She's so fucking difficult.
Yeah, you basically, as you make your way through the guild, people look at you and you see the letter, and you recognize the guild mistress up there saying, "Ah, yes, Rethold, good to see you. Well, good luck." And she says, "Upstairs, first door on the left."
Yeah, the biggest room. Yeah.
Well, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
As you make your way to the door, before you can even compose yourself or knock, it opens in front of you.
Oh no! As I go up the stairs, I tuck the letter into a pouch just because I'm like, don't be standing there like a fucking,
Right. Don't.
like a doofus with a trout in the middle of a fucking. Just make sure. Come on.
What's
Still
the
together.
Western equivalent of a fishmouth?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Do not be a fish milk in front of your crazy aunt who runs half the guild.
Yep.
Yeah, a quarter of the guild. But anyway, whatever. Who is on the Council of 100? So
Yeah.
Enough of them.
yeah, and so yeah, like the door swings open. I'm like,
The door swings open
Yeah.
to a very Montaigne-looking valet, maybe, who's probably just there to open the door.
This is my
The
life.
whole room has been converted into a business center. Shipping route maps are laid out on side tables. There's some bustle, there's some back and forth, and of course, at the very back of the room, at a very large wood desk, is your aunt, sort of working, writing documents, and there's a bubble around that desk where nobody is bothering her.
so would it be warfare, sailing, or scholarship to try and get a
Am I in trouble?
And no.
You're trying to sense what is happening here.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get caught up with everything that's happening in this room.
Sailing or warfare, I think, will get you there.
Oh well, sailing. We get the fucking sailing there. That's yeah. All right. So.
He mumbles every time.
Yeah. It is, in a sense, a business war room. So,
Okay. Oh yeah. Exploding. No. Oh, I don't want to re-roll any of those. That's what's up. Oh yeah, more explosions. Oh shit, yeah.
fucking explode.
I'm gonna
everywhere.
savant this thing.
Yeah,
right now. Watch
there
out.
you go.
Okay, so
Show NT how much you've learned.
yeah, it's kind of like that. I'm kind of fucking terrified of that. Okay. Shit. Yeah, fine. We'll just do 16 then, and 10, 16. What? Are you serious? Are you serious?
Did you get too many 9s?
Well, I mean, I could re-roll. You know what? So these won't get any worse. So yeah, let's go. Let's re-roll these two.
There you go.
Yes. Okay. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
Nice.
So I'm like, I see the weave.
Oh, you do.
I understand explicitly what's happening in this office at this time.
Yes.
And I'm beautiful minding this fucking thing, and I can see the threads through time. All right, cool. Yeah,
You see.
I just got the news for the last 6 months and next 3 months.
Yep.
I understand where all the shipping's going.
Yep.
And how precarious this situation is, and
You can tell the whole operation.
oh,
And
fuck yeah.
true to your aunt's side, she is no gambler, and
Yeah.
therefore the whole operation is there in support of the Odyssean, of the Odyssean cause. But you also see part of the operations dedicated to how are we salvaging this if this fails, and we need to continue building contingencies to continue trade in this region. Everything has been meticulously planned, but to your sense, like, it goes one step further. It's a massive operation. It's missing a lead.
Oh, like a
Yeah, there's room left for someone to instill vision to this larger plan.
Oh, look, I know what's happening here.
Someone will be assigned to be put in charge. That hasn't been determined yet.
That's your life now.
That's no fun.
Some of us have divine.
No, I got this.
Things.
This is fine. No, it's fine.
You have a crazy aunt.
No, I'm deflecting that shit. No, it's not. It's like, oh, I almost had some feelings, but I brushed that shit off. I give that moment of like the slow gaze across the room to let her know that I'm getting it all factored in, and I'm like, who's the one? I thumb back to the Montana. I'm like, who's the one wearing the pants?
Oh, he's only here to do the menial things. That's fine. He's paid handsomely for that. He's good at opening doors.
He's just like a candy.
I smile back at him and I'm like, if you ever want a career change, let me know.
Nah, he's probably either an assassin or a spy. You know it.
If you like the name Jose, I'm your guy.
She gestures to the chair in front of her. So you can make it.
I'm like, for you, Auntie, I've always got time.
Juan here. Yes? Not John,
Juan
not Sean.
Mendez.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the Mendez y Mendez.
Yes.
I actually met a Mendez. It was the weirdest thing. So I had to make him a partner.
So I hear.
Yeah.
You've done well.
Oh, you know.
Crazy woman.
There's like no one around this desk. Everybody is busy like elsewhere. You're on an island alone with your aunt.
I'm like, our family can't help themselves.
That they can't. I'm glad to hear you were successful in Liso.
Oh, well.
Oh, you heard about that.
I heard there was some cleanup to be done. And also, it might have affected my prospects.
I've already dispatched a team to take over that horrible, horrible parlor that unfortunately burned to the ground.
I think it would be well served by some proper stewardship.
Oh, absolutely. I've sent some of my best.
I think Liso is ready for some good, diverse entertainment.
Yes.
Not just from ourselves. But
I agree.
elsewhere, yeah.
We'll have a proper mead hall built into this. None of that tourist trap business.
If you need a good headdress for the blessing, I know a guy.
As it were.
The next time it burns to the ground, it will be because of an especially good evening.
Well, yeah, no, that's why you use the thicker oak so that they stand afterwards. They didn't realize that. I think they're using that stupid olive stuff out there, and like it doesn't have the bones.
I know you've been operating in the sector. I hope you don't mind me making this my temporary.
When I sent the letter, I'm surprised you've been so subdued. Have you seen my ship?
I haven't seen
Which
a
one?
ship.
The new one. The one in dry dock. I haven't even seen it yet.
I may have taken a walk
It's
in that direction.
It's stupid. It's so huge.
It's stupid.
So,
If you thought, no, that's too much, that's the one.
so flout warship.
Well, they don't know how to build one out here. They're like, oh, you want a schooner? I'm like, no, I wanted to have chest. I wanted a good. And so they were like, well, bigger? And I was like, fine. And I kind of like it.
Well, it looks much better than I thought it would when I heard that their main shipbuilder was Ison.
That was also why I trusted the project.
These landlocked crowds don't always know which hand of the ship should go forward, but this lady knows her business.
Well, with my plans, it can go forward and back. So we won't need to worry about that.
She sort of leans back in her chair and says, "You and your friends, I can't quite tell if you've started all of this, if you've instigated all of this, or if you just happen to help."
I look off into the ether, trying to figure it out myself.
It's a little bit of a mystery, but I can tell you, the opportunity is ripe for the taking. We're at a turning point in history, nephew. This is why I'm here. What's your plan for Odisseo?
Well, you know I'm not good at subtle. So
She laughs like heartily. It actually shuts a couple conversations down that were happening sideways. Like they're like, should we just stop talking for a second?
yeah, and it's like, so everything you've heard, even not from me, is probably accurate. There's, I sort of gesture around on the map. I'm like, we've got friends coming from here. We've got friends coming from here. I was like, there's gonna be some singers coming into port. They're on their way, and then that was why I've commissioned that squadron of raiding longboats to be stationed outside in case the Castile Navy gets here first.
Well, regardless of all of this plays out, if Odisseo wins this gamble, among other allies, they will owe a debt of gratitude to the guild. You're poised to take things to an entirely new level in the Castilian Peninsula, my nephew.
I go, I've got a Jose who's really good with numbers. And he's been taking very good care of Mendez y Mendez. We even have an island now.
Just saying.
I've heard echoes.
Isla de San Jose. Yeah.
It's just the.
It's on the ship.
You say you're not much for subtlety, but your commitment to the brand is always commendable.
Again, I think it's genetic.
That's subtle like compliment there.
Oh, no, 100%.
When the dust settles, how would you like to be in charge of operations for this sector?
I do the thing where I like lean back in the chair, like I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm like, I think the status quo is good for the area because it has been growing steadily, and so if Mendez y Mendez can operate as a subcontractor to the guild, that gives a local corporation with trust in the community, but also, of course, continues to have a very profitable relationship with our aunt company.
Good answer. She sort of leans back in her seat too, and you can tell that she picked up on you sort of like reading the room there, and says like, so this is your assessment? This is our best course of action to the best of your knowledge?
I take another scan across just to be like, no, I'm not just gonna do one pass and have an answer, but I kind of already did, and I'm like, I did not realize there was such a fulcrum point here. So with that in mind, I'm very confident I'm even more now that I'm here because of our friends who've come in and etc.
San Felipe and Odiseo have always been known for their relationships with the Crescent, which not every country is always keen to trade with.
Have you seen Sable Wren come across your papers there?
That I have.
Oh yes, no. The entire Mendez y Mendez fleet is now Iskandar out there, so it's definitely lucrative for those who are a little scared of us pale white people.
This will open entirely new routes.
And we saved an elephant.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I guess you guys helped.
I helped.
that I had to look into.
The elephant's okay, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Someone's gonna have a fit if not.
Mostly because I thought this was made up by the Castilians.
I
But
point
as it
at myself
turns out,
like, this
But-
is me.
as it happens, also verified. Plus,
The elephant's royalty.
Is it?
And she knows I don't fucking know. Like, that's just me being
right? Plus, the news of the marriage with Queen Olang Riwaju will open all new routes into Ifri. This has the potential to become one of the greatest hub of trade and commerce in Thea.
Well, I don't know who you've got lined up to sit on that chair there when you get up, but my Jose is really great over there in the main office up the street. But I don't know if you recall that I'm still looking for someone. And this is fun. I do love it. The rumors about the bear. That's
There's another laugh.
that's one of my favorites. That one's not true, just in case. But the bear's taken, so I'm still on the hunt.
I had a feeling. I despise nepotism.
I keep the straight face.
But You've made a name for yourself down south. And for that, I am thankful. Here. I will trust your insight, my nephew. We will go the direction you think this will go. I will talk with your man if you think he would be the right person. All of this, of course, is very much contingent on us winning the upcoming battle, which is
We do have to see who's still able to hold the axe afterwards.
not one, but that's also part of why I decided to come down myself, because I want to see this moment in history with my own eyes. Either we will succeed and become ludicrously rich,
Oh,
or we will fail and die gloriously.
I lean in. I'm like, we have a Cyrnith artifact, and we're not even gonna sell it. Probably, we might, like small, but we're probably just gonna drop it in the bank.
What does this one does?
It breaks magics. We don't care. They don't care. It's great. I want it dead.
You see, there are no words that really escape, but you see in her eyes the like
dollar signs kind of float in and
Well,
float out. Yeah.
this is like you can tell, like this is a flex. This is a that's what it looks
This
like
is
to
who
be
you're
like
dealing with,
fuck
yeah.
you money, right? Like you're like you have a priceless thing that people would like basically buy off your hands and make you so that you would
No, yeah.
never have to work a
I
day
could
in your
have
life.
several islands for this thing, yeah. But
And-
that's where we're at.
You're just gonna dump it in the bay because why not, right?
That might be one of the safest places for it, frankly.
Yep.
And then you can make contact with it, right? Because
Yeah.
it would still be touching Earth, technically. Yeah, you think? Could you have it drugged back out if you need it? Or at least know that it's there?
I think if it were touching the floor,
The sand, yeah.
I might be able to work my way in, but because it's surrounded in water,
I'm
I'm rejected from that a bit.
Okay.
But I think if I bled my nose, I could pull it back in.
These memes are funny.
He always wears these weird fucking glasses.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I was like, if I need to make it look like
Looks
him
like some of those are like
specifically-
swimming goggles or something.
Yeah, he's gotta love fucking sunglasses.
Well, either as a successful businessman, as a successful war hero, or as a madman, you are on a path.
Our favorite heroes are all three.
That's
I think you've accomplished a little bit of all three columns so far.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Mistress Red is watching your progress
Oh no.
with bated breath.
Oh. That makes it difficult. That makes it worse.
Oh, I know.
Oh, excuse me.
That's why I'm saying it.
I know.
So you know how much is riding on this.
It was so much simpler when we were younger.
That is true
Just
of all of us.
charge into battle naked, and that was all you needed. But no.
Just flapping in the breeze.
Yeah.
You know, these moments can be revisited.
Oh, they're go. Oh, yeah. Well. Yeah.
Well, I will trust that you have a plan. If you change your mind, if this is what you would like in your future, and she sort of indicates.
You just gestured to everything.
Yeah. No. I kind of squint, and I'm like, maybe when I retire.
She sort of gives you a look like, retirement, really?
Well,
you
I'm
are my
still-
blood.
I'm
nephew.
still in business for myself, so like that would be. I'm like, you know, I'm already into public service, so this would just be it.
Well, the offer has been made, but
Oh,
and she sort of goes and reaches for a bottle and puts 2 glasses on the desk. And she starts saying, after clearing her throat and saying, I'm saying this to no one's benefit in particular, but if what you're looking for is to make your old and proud,
I've already done it.
take Mendez to its full potential and build it into an empire that will even dwarf the guild.
I lean in and I take the glass she's poured, and I rest my hand on the desk and take the drink, and I'm like, Mendez will go as far as it can. And I take the drink and I set it back down. And I'm kind of like, I am a little afraid though that Mendez is not for profit.
Oh no.
Success is measured in a number of ways.
And I do a little finger wag, and I'm like, exactly. I've still got thought. But it's definitely a good vehicle for that. And I sort of chuckle, and I'm like building a ship.
Well, know that my fleet will stand with yours when the time comes.
I mean, if you really want a little vacation, those raiding ships, I'm not going to be at the head of them.
She
Get out of here. Get out of
she
here.
looks around the room, and for a split second, a like youth returns to her wizened features.
The unspoken, I know there's a sea dog here, that
Right.
there's a wolf in these clothes.
There's you can spy at least 100 stories that you haven't heard flashing behind those eyes.
I need to get him at some point.
As she sort of looks and says, I will not tell you no quite yet.
Yeah, and I'm like, as always, I love seeing family. Is there anything else you wanted to go over?
Nothing in the immediate. I'm not here to get in your way.
No, of course not. No.
Hmm.
And as I'm currently subcontracted to, is Isadora?
Madame Salvador.
Salvador. Yeah. And as I'm currently subcontracted to Salvador, I believe that contract is about to be renegotiated. I definitely need to meet with her within a few hours.
Wiley, that one. You made a good choice.
Well, hopefully, I hope that says something about me then. So that's, yeah.
To me, it does. There's an implication there that's not lost on rental that
Yeah.
maybe some other guild members may not necessarily agree, but
Yeah.
she sort of
They're just mad because they hate the player. Yeah.
Yep. And she says, well, I will be here for a little while longer. I'll be watching.
Well, I say, I'm like, thank you again. And I know that if a sea wolf howls, that others will pick up the call. So I'm not worried about that. And I pull my hand away, and there's a small figurine that I've carved of a wolf. And it's got a similar braiding in its mane to how she used to hold her hair when I was a kid. And so I'm
There's in a rare moment, as she picks up the figurine, you see the facade drop in a real moment of wistfulness
Just
and
tenderness.
recollection. She sort of allows you to see the real. You've touched her with that gift, and it speaks to her in a real and meaningful way. And then she says, on the eve of battle, if you're still looking for a captain to lead your raiders, I hope you come see me.
I've already stood up, and I kind of do that. I grab one of the bracers, and I kind of give it that squeeze that gets the leather to squeak. And I'm like, this has all been for family. So, you'll see me.
She raises her glass, and to you now she seems older and not quite tired, but definitely weary. As she raises the glass and she says, I am glad at least one of my blood remembers. Skull.
Skull. And I kind of step away at that, and I look over at the Montaigne, and I'm like, I kind of squint, and I'm like, you better learn how to walk quiet.
Look here.
You get just the slightest nod as he opens the door.
Okay, good.
for
All right,
you.
yeah.
And yeah, the bustle carries into the guild hall. Like, this is a big operation at this point. The exchange of coin, the exchange of goods. The hall is bustling.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Stuff to think about. All right.
Yep.
Indeed.
All right, Genia,
Oh yeah.
are you going straight
Straight to the tree.
to the
Gotta go
tree?
Augustina to the tree. I got shit for the tree.
Oh yeah, no, you don't quite make it to the tree
So I
yet
gotta find mail. There's shit coming to me. I don't know what's going
because Augustina is in your way
Oh.
as you make your way to the house.
on. God, okay, I'll hug you first, but then
Yes, it's a whole thing.
picks her up, spins her around.
Yeah, which Ricardo is incredibly amused at. Veronica is almost taunting you because while you're busy with Augustina, she slowly edges
That bitch.
towards the edge of the room. You even hear her whisper to Ricardo as Augustina is just blathering at you, like,
I'm giving her a set of
You've
wooden
been-
spoons.
you've been so missed, like the house has been so empty, like the old man is not as talkative as he used to be, like,
Side eye.
like there's this whole out, and she's just like edging, and then she just loud enough for you to hear to Ricardo, she's like, I think I'm gonna go sit in the backyard. And Ricardo's like, he turns around
With
as
a
if like
quick like an arrow glance over her shoulder, she stomps her foot, and then something slams the door shut.
yeah, Ricardo doesn't even register it as he's turned away, and he's like, I'm not engaging with this. Like, I'm not. This is not my fight.
Do not stand between sisters.
Yep, correct. But yeah, it lasts for a minute, and then she says, there will be
There's
food
hugs,
ready.
there's gifts, there's kisses. Oh, that's great. I'm so happy. I'm so excited to be back. I can't wait to eat your food. I need to go outside.
Oh yeah, yes, please. Like, and as you say that, she looks almost embarrassed and steps away. Like, I apologize.
Oh
You know,
no!
she doesn't
fine.
say it out loud, but
Yeah,
everything
but
in her
just-
demeanor is like, oh yeah, I'm keeping you from.
Now she feels bad.
Aw.
Not
No,
bad
no.
enough to not go to the tree, but
It's all good. She's so glad to have you in the house. Plus, she grabs Veronica by one of her sleeves and says, "You, come. You're all skin and bones." Ricardo's
Of
like,
course.
yeah, she is, and he steps back to step into the back.
Wow, look at this.
Oh, yeah, he's in his element.
She gives him a glance like, you refuse to pick a side, and then you stab me in the back.
Brutus.
And he sort of gives her a shrug like this, like, you're not the one I'm marrying, so...
Oh,
Oh,
well,
you'll never be rid of me either.
I mean, isn't it that you marry the entire family when you marry into a certain family, though?
Still.
Yeah.
And it's a very big family.
Oh,
Yes.
honey,
so-
you think that I'm not part of this package?
There's a hierarchy
Yep,
here.
100%.
And, he opens the door so that you may step outside.
Out she runs.
And,
Well, not runs. Let's not get
He
stupid.
picks his usual spot, like, he sits in the little wooden chair on the porch. It makes a very satisfying creak as he settles into it, and removes his harness and drops it close to his feet and sort of gets settled, getting comfortable, looking at the back. The yard looks so green and so lush. It has been tended to.
I owe that old man some thanks. We've
Um,
already decided to be friends.
You actually see him on the edge, close to where the carriage house is, and he's sort of brushing one of the horses there, and he tips his hat to you in a silent welcome back.
She gives him a bow. Again, we're friends.
Yep, and he leaves you to your own devices as you go to your tree, which has grown
Oh,
like your child.
good baby.
Its branches have stretched out towards the heavens, and it looks bigger and hardier, and
This is what we're here for.
looks happy in your little backyard, which
Well.
has been fertilized by
And there, yeah.
a few.
Oh, yeah, no wonder.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Between me and Xavier, it's been fertilized with some bodies. It's seen some people
Mm-hmm.
get sucked into this earth.
But yeah, you can feel the connection almost immediately. You don't even need to reach for it.
Yeah. Just curls up under it for a minute. Was on that boat.
It feels so nice, and for a minute, like, the breeze reminds you of home. It reminds you of being little and being curled like this under a tree,
Good times.
right in the countryside. You can almost see it now, the rolling hills,
With a bucket full of
the little
clams.
inn, your pockets and your little pouches full of dirt and regions.
Empty your pockets before you come into my home.
Yep.
We need them.
Yep.
Little grubby hands.
It thousands of miles away, and yet the connection you can feel right here.
That was by design.
Ricardo is lounging lazily on the porch. He's resuming a little carving project he's been muddling with. A doublet came off, so it's just like just wearing his shirt and trousers, and like the boots came off, like he's just like hanging out in the back of the porch and having a great old time. Inside the house, you can hear Augustina talking Veronica's ear off.
Yes, yes. Get her, Augustina.
It feels like you've arrived.
I can finally relax.
And then Rethel walks in.
Yeah. Rethel comes
Being
back
on
from
that
the
boat.
guild.
And you hear, ah. Oh, we need to get. Oh, you infected me.
You're welcome.
We need to get to Salvador's. Marilena needs like how much stamina can that man have? It's been like a month. I mean, the enthusiasm, I'm sure, but like we need to see her and figure out what we're doing with that rock. Because if we're not breaking it, we're selling it.
I mean, we'll eventually come back. Like,
Yeah.
Marilyn is still a person of habit, and actually her day ends at around 6. So,
Well, I think once it's apparent that Mr. What's your last name?
Diverno.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever come across that.
No, I almost never say it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Probably
Yeah,
because
Diverno.
there's reasons like
Yeah.
people are looking for me.
Signore Diverno. Once,
Yep.
once it becomes apparent that he's no two-pump chump, I'm like,
Better not be.
I say hello. I also get harassed by Augustina, and acknowledge Xavier, and I'm like, oh, good, you're still alive. Yay. That's good. It's good. Good.
I try, sir.
And hey, some of us try harder than others, so good on you.
That's fair.
So I'm like, who wants to see my ship? I'm gonna go see it. I haven't seen it yet. Even my aunt's seen the fucking ship.
I'm going to stay here.
Okay, that's fair.
She's like becoming one with it, like it's coming up around her, like
Disney
a brain-
princess,
yeah.
100%, yeah.
Yep. She's sort of digging a little bit into the
It's just
lawn.
sunken in just a little. Yeah.
Yep.
just gotta get my roots in.
Now that you're at the house, actually, Leandro is like, well, I've heard so much about it. I think I would be curious to see it.
Which one's Leandro?
Her husband.
Oh! You both come back. Okay.
Yeah. When I know I just leave him there? No.
Yeah.
He
You
lives-
belong in the
He
store.
lives
now.
in the shop.
He's chained to one of the sewing tables. He's like, it's actually pretty nice. It's fine. I sleep on the finest silks.
There's fabric all around.
My wife comes to visit, and I don't have to see her all day every day. It's pretty great, actually.
I mean,
Like, I
yeah,
don't-
we come back. There's a glow. We don't talk about it.
Absolutely, yeah.
We
Are the
sit
bully boys
down.
there? Are the
Yeah.
icing around?
Oh, they're in the house.
Hell yeah!
The bully boys.
And I'm like, I'm so sorry you were bored. We thought for sure they'd attack by now. So that's why.
Yeah, that's we kind of hoped.
Well, you will get plenty of action here for sure.
Yeah, I mean, so I hear, cause Emil has dodged death like twice already. Like it's time we get a real battle, so he dies for real this time and doesn't go halfway.
Third time's the charm. yeah.
Don't you
We'll
wish
get-
you could go and risk death for a bit? Spread the death around.
Well,
No,
he's such an expert at it. I'm not gonna muscle in on this territory.
He's like, I've met this excellent sex worker, and I really think she's the one that I'm going to continue to patron
Right.
for at least a few months.
Yep.
Very talented.
Yep.
And,
What is this? Memoirs of a Geisha?
But it's
reverse, yeah. Memoirs of a geisha. And
yeah. He Emil is like, hey, when you're good at something, you just stick to it. Mine just happens to be like flirting between life and death and saving your bacon all the time. So I hope you put that on my grave when I actually die. Like how many times I saved your shit. It's like, this is why I'm here, because my brother can't lift a sword to save his life.
It's cute.
So yeah, the bickering just continues for a little bit. It just
I pat them both on the
But
cheek.
there
I missed
is-
you both.
and I'm
yeah,
like,
we missed
we'll-
you too.
we'll
It's
put a
boring when you're not here.
We'll
Like
put a knock in
nobody.
his stone for every time you saved his life, and it'll just look like it's been chipped away at.
Right.
But
Emil is like, Oscar is like starting to build a little
tub
bit
out a little.
of a rotund figure, because now like every time we walk into town, like there's not like assassins on rooftops or people in alleyways trying to kill us, and we see actual clergymen that don't try to stab us in the back. Like, it's
What a thought!
everything is boring right now. Like, I'm just here drinking the piss poor Castilian ale, and like
But still,
eating
smile.
subpar meat.
I
I'm
smile
glad
and
you
lean
were
in,
here.
and I'm like, well, they could use some fortifications out on the border.
Yeah. there's sort of that look.
They're like, oh right,
Yeah.
oh right, army,
And Oscar's
oh right,
like,
proper military.
he's like, yeah, like I think I kind of like the shelf I'm building.
Oh yeah, it holds the tankard really well. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Left you with the most important job. I'm glad you were here to do it.
Oh, anytime, there's not a trace of like joking like left in that statement. Like they're just like, absolutely, nothing would have befallen your shop, your husband, your girls, not if we're still here to talk about it. I hope you know this.
Of course.
And
That's why you're getting a raise.
as they say that, they stop. They stop, like, sort of arguing with each other, and there's a little clink as they tap bracers with each other.
We're so cute.
But they say, yeah, no, all that to say, we're glad you're back, because we're gonna need the exercise.
My goodness. But yes, certainly I would. If I haven't been paying
You
them
should share that with Jess.
enough, I'm definitely gonna up that.
Oh my goodness, it's dead.
But honestly, though, I actually kind of want to.
Can you see her?
I want to
No.
commission them. Huh?
Let's see.
Aw.
Oh, you were rolling around.
Oh, she was on her back with all.
Yeah,
legs.
she was just like...
I saw a tiny bit of it
All
that
out,
you flipped
yeah.
back. Yeah, I kind of want to commission them like new weapons or something good.
Oh, which is the one that got hurt? Emil, because Jenya's still kind of pushing Veronica toward him
Oh no.
and call Veronica.
Nice.
She tries to escape the
Yes?
Augustina
Yeah.
vortex.
Oh,
Well, all there's other people, so Augustina is sort of beelining around,
it's
like,
Emil and
Oscar.
Oscar. There you go. Come outside. You have not seen Emil and Oscar yet.
Yeah,
Come say hi to Emil.
Very specifically.
Oh, so subtle.
Oscar's sort of there with his tankard, like, looking up and down, like, at Emil, and he's like, say hi to Emil. And there's, like, a couple elbows. Why don't you say hi, Emil?
Oh.
And
And that's why Xenia's our spy master.
now that you've set it up, like, Veronica is just
But
like...
she doesn't know that, because if she did, she wouldn't be a very good spy
I
master.
have no idea.
Veronica is all, like, uncomplexed by this whole thing. She's like, oh, hey, hi. Like, yeah, it's been a while, right? Like, and she starts chatting with them, but, like, now that you put him on the spot, like, Emil gets a little tongue-tied, right? Like, he's like, oh, yeah, no, that's good. And then Oscar's sort of leaning close to him, and he's just fucking repeating everything he's saying. Like, oh, yeah, that's good.
No. Oh dear.
Oh, I love it.
Like, just being a fucking pest. Like, it's like, well, that's insightful. Yeah.
I had to make sure that he had brothers. They have to understand.
And she asks stuff, and like,
Oscar's not going to leave him alone for at least a few hours. The brothel doesn't open until then.
That's right.
So he's kind of where else to be right now.
For some time.
But yeah, Leandro is like, if you're good with seeing a ship, I'm kind of curious myself.
I'll go anywhere with you.
He sort of offers his arm, and he's like,
Take the arm.
textiles is my trade, but my brother was in the shipmaking business for the Wadachi merchant princes, working in shipping for us. He was never quite that famous, and never quite rose to the level that some of the merchant princes aspired to, but he always had the interest, and I was around it, so I think I get a little wistful.
Do I know if his brother's dead or not, or something, or
You get a sense that that's...
there's some past tense usage?
Yeah, there's some past tense. He doesn't talk about it like it's a painful memory necessarily, but there's a definite, like... you get the sense the brother is no longer around.
There's definitely sacrifices when you try to escape.
So yeah, I sort of acknowledge it, but don't nail straight into it with something like, "Oh, that's too bad. I got you're already at the helm of the shop. It's going to need crew. So having someone who knew their way around would have been, snap you right up."
He is his own man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So yeah, you have a few folks that will accompany. Actually, Oscar is
Doesn't
like...
want to be a third wheel.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna go with, like, I got a few hours to kill before I have to head back to town, and he sort of leaves it at that.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, I think Emil is busy. And he just sort of stretches and like leaves the table, and Emil is engaged in conversation, so he gives him a glare, but nothing else comes from it. Ricardo's on the porch, just like watching this whole thing, just like home sweet home.
Yep.
My not wife is meddling.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
I picked up my phone for me.
I'm like, you're going to continue to make everyone your cousin ever by breeding, by marrying into every other nation except Montaigne.
Everyone is my cousin.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Mina's already, like, snoring at the hearth anyways.
Oh, Jimena's nowhere to be seen.
Oh, no, she's at the restaurant, remember?
That's right.
She's working on her telenovela.
And she left with Isak. Like, there's a side mission happening right now.
A theme song suddenly plays, and for whatever reason, there's
If you
maracas
cast
in
your
it.
senses out, you sense that in one of the open markets, there's an open feeling of frustration from many merchants who feel like some of their wares have gone missing.
I imagine if you reach out, there are strings humming like an 8-string acoustic guitar.
Yep.
No, this is what happens when she's going jumping.
Yeah.
One of the merchants is lamenting the loss of a particularly expensive long coat.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's a good choice. Good choice. Very strong statement piece. Yeah.
So yeah, the party walks on down to... Are you going to Salvadora's? Are you going to the shipyard?
We go to the shipyard.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna go see
the
Salvador,
ship
like,
later
As
in
a
the
group.
evening.
later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, once we have everyone all together, because apparently there's some business to deal with right now. So I'm like, I've got an hour to kill. I want to go see my ship.
Yep. As you're going through there, Evine, do you make any arrangements to see Sir Cromwell either today or sometime in the future?
Yes.
Okay.
She's probably tomorrow or soonish
Okay.
going to show up at a off the beaten path bar with great whiskey.
Perfect.
Mm.
Yes. You know, again, I will not even make you roll for this. The knights have protocols to contact each other. You know exactly the location. You know the kind of spirits you will need to bring with you.
Yep.
You know exactly how to be where you need to be in order to make this meeting happen. Because you got such a strong read on the city when you were coming in, you know, and I'll send you a refresher on that because it's been a little bit. The rest of your friends don't know, but there is also a third knight in the city that you have also spoken with in the past. And there is a chance that the three of you may meet together if you follow that protocol.
Would they make a table?
They have
the triangle.
They have a
Knights
quarter.
of the triangle.
They have a quarter of the table.
Dang.
Because Elaine's knights number exactly 12. All of which embody a legend of the 12 originals.
Bum, bum, bum.
Good googling.
Yes, I will make arrangements to have a. I was trying to think of a pun, but
Yeah, it's late for you.
We'll insert pun here.
Dear God.
Knight's night. There we go.
Ah!
There it is. Knight's night.
No.
I wrote it. It's too late.
Yep.
Committed.
All right. You walk to Madame Salvadora's shipyards, and you see that this has been going full blast for quite some time there. You see a lot of new ships moored. You see some ships out in the water, and as you approach the shipyard, a couple of the employees sort of direct you upon recognition to the dockside area, just outside of where the dry docks are, and out there you see the familiar form of Inga Fisher, her second in command, Archibald Cross, also there smoking a pipe, looking at some of their handiwork, and just full on flaunting that new shit from the new world as he's making up a column of smoke. And upon seeing you, Inga actually steps from the barrel she was just like sitting on and says, "Oh, am I glad to see you."
Hello.
I may have to kiss you today. We'll see.
Today might be the day.
Archibald sort of laughs and then says in the poshest Avalon accent,
Yeah.
"Well,
he
that is
sounds-
something that I would like to see." And
He does
Inga,
sound like he would be very posh with that name.
Inga's like, I'm not exactly sure why. Wait until you see it before.
With all the gravity I can muster, I was like, a guild representative apparently has already commented on its
Oh.
excellence.
Crosses eyebrow, like sort of like, reaches up, and Inga sort of loses her words. Her bitch is like, I'm not sure which, but I followed the plans you gave me and made a couple adjustments here and there. Well, here. And she...
I float like a Looney Tunes
It's like-
character after a delicious pie smell. Just
Reto glitches and
yeah, just,
T-poses.
yeah, just take me.
T-pose.
Yep. Just... Somebody, the person editing this video just like dragged the Rethel the wrestled object across the screen.
No animation. Just
Yep.
flat
Just
recording.
drag,
Let's go. Yeah.
drag the object.
Great.
Yeah, you're taking a few ships down. It's almost like this was done this way on purpose, right? Like not quite this one, not quite that one. And then you arrive at the flout, built to your specifications, sporting a typically Vestin sail, in all of its glory, right there. Just.
And it's almost too much because it's triple masted, which means even more wind can be put into it.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm going to talk to you about like what XP I need to put into it to
Sure.
get both the Vestin and the Castille class, origin.
So are we still seeing like the bones of it? Like
Oh no,
it's
this
not
sucker's
entirely
ready to
built?
launch.
Or it's already done?
Oh yeah, it's
Ooh.
moored.
Yeah.
And it's it's bobbing softly in the water. At this point it's like early evening. Sun is setting behind it, which adds to the magic.
I turn to Leandro. We should spend some time alone with it, maybe.
I tenderly reach up to touch the hull.
Yeah. At the head of it, a exquisitely carved figure of a woman wearing scale armor, hoisting a spear along the front mast and holding a war horn in the other hand, is sort of looking grimly ahead, dead ahead to where the ship might be headed.
Yeah, I'm like, oh. I sort of look back wild-eyed, and I'm like, I can see the raids. It's gonna leave.
And just sort of like, so, like,
I'm like, when
Where's my kiss?
are you? Yeah, I'm like, my eyeballs.
Leandro's like, I think you're right. I think we might need to slip back from here.
It is a very beautiful ship.
That is quite nice.
I'm like, it shouldn't work. This ship shouldn't exist.
Yeah, the moment you open that, like, and gets like, yeah, it took some doing.
Oh yeah.
The engineering, like, and then she starts getting into the
braces don't
yeah.
are particularly vulnerable at this amount of bow.
She's like, you know what I had to do is I had to build more or less movable braces to fit inside of it, and she sort of shows you like the couple of spots, and it's like
she's like, which will be easier to be repaired if they take damage.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's like, so it can withstand, the basically, and she sort of like illustrates it like with her hands, right? Like, and she shows like a couple of spots. She's like, the
fucking nerds here.
The
on this
braces are not, fully in. They have a little bit of give, so they can move a little bit back and forth, and they won't snap, right? Like if you get that kind of pressure. So like, and she just gets into how she built like this sort of like little chamber so that it doesn't move too far and doesn't. She's like, I had to imagine like sort of a little bit of a, almost like your ribs, right? Like it's just like how it can like stretch and like move about, like, so I guess the ship has ribs. Like he's just like struggling even to find the exact words, but. Yeah, she made it happen. It is there, in all its majesty. She's like, I don't know if this is gonna be one of a kind. I don't know if we're gonna start a trend. Like, I don't know yet.
And I kind of lean in like almost like I'm gonna kiss her, and I'm like, and I come in a little close, and I'm like, do you think you could make more?
Oh yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah.
I've cussed at it enough that I've memorized. I've memorized it.
I think Madame Salvadora might have a new product. Not quite as big. And I give a little wink.
Cross is sort of looking like into the peninsula, like at the ship, and he's like, you know what her answer is going to be to that. So
I mean, unless you leave her employ and come work for Mendez y Mendez.
Well, you're just poaching people left and right today.
Dang.
If you
My
ever,
goodness.
if you ever wanted to perhaps captain such a ship, you know, that sort of thing. Wild ideas.
It is your plans, right?
Well,
Is there not IP?
well, they're not. They're not.
they were my plans, but she was the architect.
This is kind of our child in many ways.
Oh my.
And then Cross is like, you're not helping your case. I'm still waiting for that kiss.
It's a weird third wheel situation here too.
And I look over and I'm like, you want to kiss?
Don't tempt me.
He's like, oh, well, if you like redheads, I got one back.
I got one of those.
I got one of those. We can do that.
But yeah, your ship is right there, and Inga asks you the fateful question. So what are you gonna name it?
Well, there was a joke that it would be the float to the Valkyrie.
Ah!
And quite frankly, now that I've seen the figurehead, that's pretty serendipitous. Has she gotten a nickname yet? The figurehead.
No, that's bad luck. Not until the captain gives them a name.
Well, she bears a striking resemblance to a Vonda. Vonda was my mother's mother.
She sort of looks back at it as if she's looking at it with a new set of eyes. Huh. Well, I just followed a certain aesthetic. I don't know that there was a lot of conscious thought into it, but if that's the case, then I'm happy.
Well, I don't have anything better, so Flute of the Valkyrie seems to fit the naming convention thus far. Have Jose over there start painting. As was the charter, its home dock is Isla de San Jose, and I'm sure as Jose de Biblioteca has what the fuck did I name him? Did I name him Jose De Niro?
Yeah, there's a Jose De Niro.
Yeah, Jose Palabra.
Yeah.
I'm sure has sent over the livery for its
Yes.
flags.
Yes.
I think with the tide tomorrow morning, I'll come out and we'll have this thing in the bay by tomorrow afternoon.
Splendid. That's exciting.
I've pretty much got a crew all picked out for. We've got someone lined in for captain, but I wouldn't mind someone who knows her well. But you know, I still haven't finished my contract with Madame Salvadora, and she's very scrupulous. So I understand.
And there's some tumultuous waters ahead. So,
Oh sure.
but this one will start their journey right now. And
I kind of eye the ship, and I kind of eye her, and I'm like, it's been known to commission captains. So we'll have a rain check on that smooch. You let me know when you're ready to cash it in.
she sort of puts a hand on the ship, you see her like almost like whisper the name a little bit, and she sort of looks it up and down. And she says, "Yeah, rain check it is."
And I look over at what was his name? Waldo?
Waldo Pennington.
Yeah.
That's what it is now.
Yeah. Archibald Cross.
Archibald, there we go, yeah. I look over at Mr. Cross, and I'm like, same for you. If you want one, I got one for you. Not from me, but I know where to get you one.
I appreciate the talk. I will earn mine.
Oh, you don't, yeah, okay. You don't have to try very hard. I'm just letting you know.
Pretzel's just like, I'm easy, you know?
No, I'm giving him Magnus. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Understood.
That redhead.
So yeah, your ship with Jose's help, the livery is starting to get on with it. The word is being sent for the crew to come and take possession of the ship and to take it on its first trip to the island.
Where did we leave the Phoenix? I think it's here, right?
I know it was in San Jose for a little bit, but yeah, Phoenix might be here.
He wants us to see. You sent the okay. The Phoenix call is at.
It was
the
at
San Jose.
Yeah, because I wanted to make sure it wasn't in San Felipe if it got hit. Right.
Oh wait. Okay. Next thing after that, Bethel sends word out that the Winter Suns are running the operation in Lisa and that the Phoenix should go and notify the carrion crows. So I don't know. He sent a letter at that point saying that, but they might have come back by now. That was a little bit ago.
That was early into the operation.
Okay.
So yes, you're now in possession of your third ship.
Yeah.
Where are we gonna keep all these fucking ships?
On the island.
Yes, there's an island.
Well, the island can dock like two smaller ships out on its front, two small or one large ship out at its pier, and then you can safe harbor probably one more ship in the like hidden.
Yeah, there's the cove.
You can safe harbor one large ship in the cove. You could probably put like a small like sloop or pink in the secret entrance and back.
Yep.
And then you can anchor offshore as long as there's not a huge storm, which there aren't typically, as this is basically the Mediterranean.
Yep.
I can put a whole fucking squadron out there, and I'm starting.
You got your boats. I got my trees.
Yeah,
I get it.
100%.
I thought, like, guys, I built this old boat. I'm gonna put it in our garage. I'm gonna be working on that for the next few months. I'm just gonna be restoring this. But yeah, took possession of your third ship. Leandro looks kind of like wistfully, like he's definitely enjoying it. It's bringing back some good memories, right? As he's looking at as he's looking at the ship, and he's like, this is quite nice. Could get used to this again.
I give a little dog like.
Oh, I'm too busy like just like the violence I will meet upon this will
the bones that will be crushed upon your hull.
Yeah. I'm ready to sail into fucking Montaigne. I'm ready to sail into the fucking Steen. What's the equivalent of the Vatican?
It's
Vatican?
It's Vatican
Vatican
City.
City. Yeah, I'm ready to sail this
Right
sucker.
here in Castile.
Yeah, I'm ready to sail this sucker right into Vatican City and
Oh my god.
and let.
I thought it was like, I'm just gonna pick a random country and I'm just gonna sail in and be like, I'm picking a fight with you. Come on.
I'm gonna tell my aunt to get all the fucking raiding boats we just commissioned, we'll load them on, and we're headed straight to that island. And we're like, this is, yeah. The guild will no longer be able to operate in many civilized areas, but the riches. The raid.
All right.
No, that's the inside voice. We don't say that out loud. We don't.
Yeah. Not in front of the guests. All right.
Not
So,
for the children.
are you planning to go to Salvadora's today?
That night, yeah, but
Yeah, that's fine.
I think that we might wait
So
for
I've had enough.
Yeah. We want to wait for Megan to be here to.
Yeah.
and make sure that Rabbit's mostly conscious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got started late today.
It's all good. We got some homecoming that we needed to take care of.
Yeah.
Next time we'll go over Megan's side adventure.
Oh, I needed to talk to Jose.
Yeah, that's right. You got a
Oh.
list.
To guard Captain Jose.
You gotta go check on your guard captain team.
And Josefina. Yeah.
Somebody's been policing the city while you were
Oh
gone.
my god.
I asked Augustina if I received any mail or packages.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it, she
Your old room is fucking full, woman.
yeah, she sort of goes and brings a stack of letters and 2 or 3 packages
Yay.
that have come back from various members of your family
Oh, joy.
that have received your announcement. And
Here we go.
there are many letters of "We are on our way."
Oh, good luck, everyone. Good luck, everybody.
In various levels of politeness. Some of them are like, "Thank you for sending us the good word. We are delighted to attend, and we will be there shortly." Some of them are like, "I'm coming, and I'm bringing my entire family with me.
That's fair.
I have grandchildren at this point that you haven't met, and therefore
Oh dear.
this will be the perfect opportunity for them to meet family." So, with every letter opened, Ricardo doesn't look like uncomfortable, but the pressure is on.
You
as,
thought a Castilian family was large. Ha ha!
as he sort of mentally is sort of making this tally of what looks like dozens and dozens of Assuran.
There will be a small invasion force from the
I mean,
south.
seriously, that's what it sounds like.
100%.
And at some point, like when you're on the second to last letter,
I'm sure
like
no-
Ricardo is like, depending on how quickly they all get down here, maybe we will have an Assuran contingent to
I
defend
was
the
about to
city
say, I'm
with.
sure no few. I'm sure
I
no
mean, you
few of
did
them are
buy,
in
like-
your fucking squadron.
Yeah.
They bought a whole street. They can all live here
Yeah.
or something.
And then he's like,
Where do you think the camp's gonna go?
I don't have an answer for that question for the Castilian side because I don't think it's come up before, but do you think it's in bad taste to ask your wedding party to act as an armed force
Oh, no,
in
not at
case
all.
of invasion?
Oh, good. No, they'll do it
Oh,
on
they
their
will
own.
happily they will happily stand guard.
You're gonna set the bar impossibly high for all of your fucking family's weddings. They're gonna get fucking married in Ashura, and it was like, well, my cousin had a fucking full-blown
Just to let you know.
invasion at her wedding.
It was beautiful.
Oh, you have an open bar. That's cute.
Yeah,
We had a war.
that's fun. Some of the cousins got drunk and they fought out back. Well,
Let
Cousin
me tell
Jenny.
you.
right? I had to bury my brother at the wedding of my other cousin.
Cousin Zenya's wedding had air, land, and sea.
You're gonna have to top that now.
Damn it.
Right?
So who is Zhenya?
Fuck your surf and turf, Igor.
Right.
Nice. Yours is the only one that invited an elephant.
Right?
I didn't invite him. He came on his own accord. It was great.
Right? Came on its own boat. I guess he's the elephant's a captain.
He's a prince now. It's great.
Yeah.
The elephant
The
returned
elephant
to
is royalty.
the elephant returned to Mubay and became a pirate. It just came on its own
Wait,
ship.
is the elephant from the bay? Because there's somebody coming from the bay. Could come with.
I don't think so. I was just being racist.
Oh, okay.
But
No.
I don't know. I don't honestly know. Was it?
The elephant did go to Mubay.
Oh
Yes.
my god. oh, this elephant better fucking come back. This better be the queen's elephant. Like,
I was just sent away and now I'm back.
Yeah.
Oh, my elephant friend, yes.
Wait until that other wedding when the queen is like, meet the captain of my guards, and it's that fucking elephant.
it wouldn't leave us
Wearing
alone. It
heavy
insisted-
armor.
It put its hooves on the ship, and we were like, "Get off the ship, you dumb elephant!" And
it was like, fuck you.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a blessed elephant.
I
Like,
want
we
to
can't
see
do
my
anything.
friend.
So we put out a gangplank to get it down, and it climbed up.
Yeah.
And so,
Turn the ship around. I'm going back.
That's right.
I love it. I love it so much.
That's why it's here.
So yes.
So
So
we're gonna
the
have to make a promise to Grande to be like, we will do our best to not disrupt your wedding. You know, we will definitely help make sure it's.
But one of our friends is bros with your elephant, so
Well, no, I'm sure that part's fine. But like, we keep going to parties and ruining them.
people get murdered.
at our parties, yeah.
All the
so,
time.
You know, we can definitely promise you or your partner will not get murdered.
That's right.
We are excellent at making sure that at least 2 people don't die.
The important people.
Yeah. And if someone important needs to die, that also can get done.
All right, good folks.
Yeah.
Get yourself through experience.
Mm-hmm.
We return again with war planning at our next
23rd, I
session.
think, yeah.
You have some XP to put into your ship.
Well, I've already banked it. Yeah, no, this is. Yeah, I'll hit you.
That's my shit.
yes, Amanda.
I'll Discord you.
Yep.
To ask about. some of
Shoot me what you need.
I'm shockingly not hurt at all right now.
Well, because that trip
I
was
know.
so reinvigorating.
Well, I'll just get hurt about all over again, so it's fine.
Well then.
Donuts on.
Wow. I'm
Classy.
sure you
Classy
didn't
over
pick
there.
on that internet, but I just heard the biggest penis I have ever witnessed.
Just dragging on the ground.
Just a man with the biggest dick.
I don't know. That sounds like a
They're
disease.
Stuck on the gas pedal.
Yep.
It's elephantitis. Can't get that checked,
But not
man.
the cool kind.
No.
No.
Oh, good times, good times.
That's gout, I think.
Are we saying goodnight?
Good night, Internet.
Good
Good night,
night,
Internet.
Internet.